Welcome to Honest Scholars. Today I'll be sharing with you a few things you need to know about the AP referencing style, the American Psychological Association referencing style, and how you can incorporate it into your work, whether it is a dissertation, your thesis, your peer-reviewed journal articles, your book, or your bachelor's project. The AP referencing style has become very, very important. And it is used in various fields, whether in social sciences, in languages, in arts, in humanities, or whether you're studying philosophy or sociology or religious studies or any of those fields and subfields in the academic. You need the AP referencing style to enhance the credibility, the authenticity, and the originality of the work and the knowledge you've claimed to have produced. Don't forget, our interest in Honest Scholars is to promote academic integrity, to enhance the capacity of institutions and lecturers and students, and reinforce their effort in ensuring that knowledge is left to the hands of those original creators who desire to produce original knowledge. And that is our goal, that is our vision, especially in this age of artificial intelligence, where technology has almost taken over our thinking space, and I'm sure you don't want to allow that to happen, that technology is thinking for you. You have to think for technology and ask technology to do what you want technology to do for you, and that is the goal. So now let's go into AP referencing style. The AP referencing style is divided into two. You have the in-text citation, you have the reference list. The in-text citation is what you use, all the sources, all the resources, the materials you have used within the body of your work from chapter 1 to the last chapter. While the reference list is the list of all of those items that you have used within the body, that it comes at the end of your work. It's a list, alphabetically arranged list of works you have used. So let's take one each after the other. Now, the in-text citation. The in-text citation is divided into two. You have the parenthetical in-text, you also have the narrative in-text. The parenthetical in-text is the one where you have the last name of the author and the year of publication in a parenthesis, while the narrative in-text is the one where you have the last name of the author outside the parenthesis, but only the year of publication in parenthesis. Now, how do you use, whether it is narrative or it is parenthetical? And let me explain that. The parenthetical, if it is a single author, a double author, or multiple authors, the way you use these things also differs. So if it is a single author, what you do is to get the last name of the author, that is the surname of the author, put a comma, give a single space, put the year of publication, and close the brackets. And that is all about a single author. If it is a double author, what you do is to put the last name of the first author, whose name appears first on the list of the sources you have consulted. So you put the last name of the first author, put an ampersand symbol, and put the last name of the second author, put a comma, and put the year of publication, and close the brackets. So when you do that, you've done for double authors. So the last name of the first author as it appears on the source you have consulted, create a space, put an ampersand symbol, put the last name of the second author, put a comma, put the year of publication, and close the bracket. And that is all. The same process applies if you are using the narrative. If you say, according to, maybe Honest Scholars is the author of the work, so we assume that Scholars is the last name of that author. So we say, according to Scholars, so, or blah 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 blah. Now, at the end of it, put the year of publication in an enclose it in a bracket, and put a full stop or your punctuation, or it could also be a period. So put your punctuation at the end of that bracket, that's the closing bracket. Put your punctuation there, and that is about the narrative. Now, there are some technicalities around a paraphrase and a direct quote. And if you are doing a paraphrase, there is not so much about that, because you're using your own words to interpret and critically engage the sources you have consulted. So you're using your own words to write these things down. So when you do that paraphrase, the same process you do: put the last name of the author, put a comma, give a single space, put the year of publication, and close the bracket. If you are doing a direct quote, ensure that your direct quote comes with the closing quote and the opening quote and the closing quote. But ensure that the quote comes before the parenthesis. Ensure that the quote comes before the parenthesis, that the quotation symbol comes before the parenthesis. Now, when you put the parenthesis, open it, write the name of the last name of the author, put a bracket, write the year of publication, close the bracket, and put a full stop. That's for direct quote. I've explained the double author. Again, I said use the last name of the author, use an ampersand. When you use an ampersand, use the last name of the second author as it appears on the work you use, put a comma, give a single space, write the year of publication, and close the bracket, and put your punctuation, whether it's a period or a comma or a semicolon or a colon, depending on the phase you have in your work. Now, if you have multiple authors, how do you address that? If you have multiple authors, what you do essentially is to write just one name, because you will have multiple names on the list of the work you have consulted. You have multiple names that are arranged as you see them on your work. So write the last name of the author whose name appears first on the work you have consulted in it. So when you have that, write et al. Do not write any punctuation in between the last name of the author and et al. Et al. Means and others. So et al. Is et, then you give a space al. So when you write, for example, you write scholars, give a space et al. Put a full stop, put a comma immediately after the full stop, give a single space, and write the year of publication and close the bracket. And that is for multiple authors. So you write scholars et al. Full stop, comma, single space, year of publication, and you close it. And that is for multiple authors. Now let's go into the reference list, which is the second part of the AP referencing style. The first thing I'm going to tell you here is that do not omit any of the sources you have used in your in-text in the reference list. And do not include any new item, any new source, any new name, any new author. Do not do that. Ensure that every name, every author, every source that you have used in the in-text reflects in the reference list. So there are a few things you need to know about the reference list. One, the reference list has to be in an alphabetical order. So in an alphabetical order, remember that your in-text does not follow any alphabetical order, because what the reference you used in chapter 1 might not be the same as what you use in chapter 2, might be different from what you use in chapter 3. So what you need to do is to ensure that your list of references, that your reference list now, is arranged alphabetically. AA must come before AB. AB must come before AC, and so on and so forth. So you remember your English alphabet A to Z. Alright, that is how it has to be arranged. So how do you write it out? For example, you're dealing with a single author. Let's start with a single author in your reference list now. Has to start with the last name of the author. Go to the last name of the author. Put a comma. Put the initial. If, for example, the author is Honest Scholars, again we assume that the Scholars is the last name of the author. So put Scholars, comma, Honest, H, full stop, give a space, open a parenthesis, put the year of publication, close the parenthesis, put a full stop, write the title of the work. So after the title of the work, put a full stop, give a space, write the place of publication, put a colon, write the publisher's name, put a full stop, and that is all. So we take this example. For example, if the title of our work is APA Referencing Style, a simple guide, and the work is written by honest scholars. So how do you write that? And it is written probably in Basingstoke in the UK, and the name of the publisher is Scholars. That's the publisher's name. Okay, let's go about that now. How do you write that out? You write Scholars, which is the author's name, put a comma, give a single space, write H, which represents the initial of honest, put a full stop, give a single space, open a parenthesis, put the year of publication, close it, put a full stop, give a single space, write the title of the work, which is AP Referencing Style, a simple guide. Write it out, put a full stop, Basingstoke, which is the place of publication, put a colon, write the publisher's name, which is Scholars Publishers, put a full stop, and that puts an end to it. But it is something you have a colon, write the publisher's name, which is Scholars Publishers, put a full stop, and that puts an end to it. But it is something you have to know about the reference list, especially the title of the work. In APA Referencing Style, the title of the work is usually in lower cases, in small letters, except if you have proper nouns, like the name of a person, like the name of a place, or the name of a city. All of those things have to be in uppercase. All right. So if, for example, you have let's say King Charles Journey to the Caribbean, that is the title of the book. King has to be in capital, C in Charles has to be in capital, and the C in Caribbean has to be in capital letter. Then, so you have King, which is K, King Charles, C in capital, Journey to the Caribbean. That's the title. So you put a full stop. The other thing when you can have a capital letter is the name, the letter that comes after a column. If you have a subtitle, if the book has a subtitle, for example, you say King Charles Journey to the Caribbean, a simple overview. The A before simple has to be capital because the A is coming after a colon. So ensure that is also properly done. That the letter after a colon is capital. All proper noun in the title of a work has to be capital. Then, in terms of the place of publication, it's also very important that you don't use generic places. Ensure that you use specific places. If a work is published in the United Kingdom, for example, where in the United Kingdom? You have to be specific to the city, and that's why APA Referencing Style encourages the use of cities and not UK or US or France or Nigeria. No, that's wrong. Put London, put Basingstoke, put Liverpool, depending on where it is published. Put a colon, then write the publisher's name. If it is published in the US, where in the US? Is it New York? For example, I usually use the example of the Cambridge University Press. You have a branch in London, you also have a branch in New York. So you have to also be specific which branch of the Cambridge University Press. Don't forget, Cambridge University is in the UK, but it has a branch in New York. It also has a branch in London. So you have to be specific where exactly, which of the branches publishes that work, and that's very important. That is all about the APA Referencing Style. I will be talking to you more about how you can do single author, double author, multiple authors in more detail in my subsequent videos. I hope you find this video very helpful. I hope you find these tips and this video very helpful. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, turn on the notification button, follow all our social media handles at Honest Scholars. Share and like and make your comment. If you have any questions, just drop it in the comment section and I will answer all of them. Thank you. See you next time.